The Creational Existence and the Human Being. An article written by J. Knight. The human beings are nothing more than just computers. That is, data collecting biological machines, without the part-piece creation energy form within them located in the superior colliculus of the pineal gland in the human brain. However, a human being who can truly be and observe outside their thoughts and feelings is truly a true human being. This human being alone is not purely just a data collecting biological programming machine, but more so he or she is truly getting the full experience of what it means to be a part-piece creation energy form in the creation itself. Through this might of this human being alone, everyone works for him, because truly this blessed human being knows that he works for everybody himself in his or her existence. Because for this reason alone, he knows that he is connected to everything around himself or herself. This also means a human being who is knowing and wise can see through the eyes of all beings, merely just by the ability of pure observation. And this human being who walks the path of truth does not need to walk this way or that way to be one with the innermost self. He or she can truly live their life alone because they know they are actually never alone. And this true human being doesn't have to play Jeopardy with his thoughts and feelings any longer, for he or she walks with the grace of creation. Thereby he walks as a mountain within himself. Without the truth, the wisdom that it brings, the human being is nothing more than a lost puppet. The unknowing ones are not able to see the distant future, nor the distant past, because such unknowing human beings lock themselves in the present, whereby the purpose of life seems to be unbearably forbidden for them to understand. Indeed, this creates a huge stagnation and hinders the evolution greatly, because the unknowing human being cannot see past where they are in the moment and thereby gets blown around like a leaf in the wind without steady direction. Such unknowing human beings are the biggest victims of boredom, anxiety, depression, and etc. The human being who is lazy to think for themselves, they claim to have the feeling that they are trapped or stuck, better known as a midlife crisis. But truly, it must be known that the human being is completely free, especially when he or she follows the laws and recommendations of the creation which brings forth existence. A tree may seem to be stationary through the visual sense of the human being. However, even the tree itself is completely free, because the tree is an existence raised by creation where it can work with the advantages it has in order to spread its seeds to bring forth a greater existence into everything around it. All creatures in the fauna and flora brought by in creation are subject to an unstoppable evolution. This means that all plants, animals, insects, fish are specifically designed to help bring forth existence. Truthfully, a human being who is without love, that is effective love, that is without universal love, is not truly a developed human being. Because without this love, the human being lacks the reason to understand the ability to forgive and the truthful joy of being. To love and help yourself is to be one with what is, and to know what is to know with reason and truthful understanding that everything is connected and steering itself forward, bringing itself forth into a higher existence called the creational universal consciousness. The creation, respectively, the universal consciousness, is beyond any man's idea of itself. I am because I exist. It is so. Being in all capitals. These are truthful absolute expressions of the absolute originality which exists within everything. The job of the human being is very simple. It is to be. The job of the human being is to truly grow in her consciousness through the correct recognition, realization, contemplation, and observation of his thoughts and feelings. Deep within the human being, there exists an enlivening energy which animates the consciousness to think for itself. The spirit, that is the creation energy form, in the human being is the unavoidable nature which permeates the human being forward despite all the hardships, roadblocks, setbacks, and deadly circumstances from the human being because of the lack of development of the consciousness. The human being will soon come to the understanding through the motion in existence. Reality shows very simply that all is interconnectively one. This is why all challenges and situations that the human being goes through are only and always only temporary, because nothing in the creation is completely stationary. Because even in this, anything that is stationary only appears to be, but in actuality, everything flows as a creation itself. This means that the human beings should always search for what is eternal, everlasting, and truthfully, absolutely fulfilling in one's attempt to unlock the secrets of the creational reality of true, effective love. Any human being who is interested in being his or her own king or queen must finally come to the understanding that their existence is the creation itself. Their entire existence is truthfully guided by an all-connected, enlivening energy which permeates itself as the being existence in all capital. As time passes, the human being corrects his mistakes, which he uncountably makes over and over and over again until he finally learns the truth and gains the necessary wisdom from it to be and always be one with life. This means to have a complete respect for all nature that is brought forth by the creation, which has long existed before any man or woman. This means to live and help live, whereby this human being will reach unimaginable heights within himself or herself. The human being must learn how to let go of all good and bad intentions and just be, observe, contemplate, and really strive to think about their purpose and all the embracing, all-encompassing creational existence. The human being must truthfully see themselves no better and no worse than everything around him. The human being must acquire a judgment that is aligned with the creational natural laws which exist through all things around himself and herself. The human being will come to find out that the creation existence itself is unending in its essence, from which it brings forth into the endlessness of the absolute absolutum universal ring of further transformation all the way up to the Zion absolutum, that is the being in all capital absolutum.